Hello, I'm RAFFY Alunan. Today I'd like to talk to you about China. China is a clear and present danger that poses a national security threat to the Philippines. I'm glad that mass media have been exposing China's creeping invasion of the West Philippine Sea. According to Supreme Court Associate Chief Justice Tony Carpio, China's occupation of Mischief Reef in 1995 and its unilateral grab of Scarborough Shoal in 2012 are acts of armed aggression that violate the United Nations Charter. For your information, China has taken over Mischief Reef, Mabini Reef, Malvar Reef, Calderon Reef, Gavin Reef, and Bajo de Masinloc, also known as Scarborough. It is also blockading the area around Ayungin Shoal in the Spratlys. All these are within our Exclusive Economic Zone, or EEZ, an Extended Continental Shelf, or ECS, accorded to us by the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, better known as the West Philippine Sea. We have been trying to resolve matters with China since 1995. However, China agrees to talk with us only on condition that we recognize its indisputable sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea. Obviously, that cannot be. And so, after 17 fruitless years, we brought China to court on March 30, 2014, where we filed our memorial in accordance with our Constitution and UNCLOS. An arbitral tribunal will determine whether we will keep or lose 80% of our EEZ and 100% of our ECS in the West Philippine Sea. The dispute stems from China's fairy tale known as the 9-dash line. It was originally 11 dashes that it drew up only in 1947, and which it formally presented to the United Nations only in 2009. That 9-dash line fiction unilaterally grabs the EEZs of Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei apart from the West Philippine Sea. And China's fairy tale is not backed, obviously, by official historical documents. For example, all Chinese official maps during the Yuan, Ming, and Qing dynasties placed the southernmost border of China at Hainan Island. As late as 1932, China was saying that its southernmost border was Hainan. And so this enrages victimized countries like the Philippines, because China is a signatory to UNCLOS, but it refuses to comply with its terms. Under UNCLOS, a state can only claim historical rights over waters that form part of its internal waters or territorial sea. Clearly, China is a rogue state. What it says is contradicted by its behavior. And when challenged to show proof, China evades it because it cannot justify a work of fiction. Fortunately, the world has wisened up to China's lies and aggression to advance its imperialist aims. It has inspired countries affected by its hostility, such as the United States, Japan, the countries affected in ASEAN, and even Australia and India, to move toward flexible regional security arrangements. China's internal situation is also a powder keg. We should monitor its failing state due to massive corruption, growing indebtedness, cash crunch, economic contraction, capital flight, investor fright, growing unemployment, and rising social discontent. China is causing trouble abroad to divert attention and fan nationalist feeling while pursuing their imperialist agenda. And because it refuses to back down, we appear headed toward armed conflict at some point in the future. At the rate China's making enemies and wrecking the global commons, one wishes that China implodes before it damages further the planet's well-being and the region's relative stability and order. On that note, may the Chinese people put their foot down and eject their villains in government. They deserve better, and world peace will be better for it. This is RAFFY Alunan. Be well and stay well.